It started as nothing more than a flicker, a distant data flash, a narrow slash of light crossing a digital horizon. Astronomers considered it another anomaly, a glitch in the constant stream of cosmic information. But within a few hours, that small dot became something much more disturbing. An object had appeared in our solar system, blisteringly fast, impossibly fast. It didn't fit within any familiar orbit, wasn't a part of the Oort cloud, and utterly defied the expected rules of celestial mechanics. Stranger still, it appeared in an area of the sky that astronomers have long spoken of in hushed tones in fear, the same constellation that bore the so-called WOW signal many years ago. Now, yet another interstellar traveler, designated as 3 Atlas, was hurtling directly into the center of our solar system. But what really amazed scientists wasn't so much the object itself, it was what the James Webb Space Telescope found following behind it: odd gases, unexplained absorption lines, and most terrifying of all, a pattern signal, an artificial whisper in the void that silenced even the most hardened astronomers. Was this a natural occurrence, a cosmic accident, or something deliberately made to be viewed? The eyes of the world looked upwards, realizing that if it was contact, we may not receive a second opportunity. Since the moment 3 Atlas was discovered, it went against every prediction. It blasted through space at more than 61 kilometers per second, surpassing any comet, asteroid, or natural body in our solar community. It had already passed within Jupiter's orbit and was moving very fast toward the Sun. But its velocity wasn't the only discrepancy. Its path was nearly too precise, tracing a knife-thin course exactly on the plane of our solar system's worlds, a geometrically improbable alignment that set alarm bells ringing instantly. Unlike usual interstellar objects that charge in from arbitrary angles, 3 Atlas appeared to be traveling on a determined course, as if it had a pre-programmed flight plan set well in advance of arriving in our system. Its trajectory would take it perilously close to Mars, offering the perfect viewing opportunity for orbiters in place there, before curving closely around the Sun. But mysteriously, it would never come near Earth. Actually, our Earth would be on the other side of the Sun at its closest approach, as if shunned. That's when fears started to build up. Scientists tracked its origin and found that it had originated in Sagittarius, the very same star region from which a strange WOW signal had previously originated. And now, from the very same direction, another body was coming. Only this one was not mute. As 3 Atlas approached the inner solar system, telescopes across the world locked onto it. The Very Large Telescope in Chile and the James Webb Space Telescope pointed their most advanced sensors at the intruder. What they discovered shattered mainstream science. Typically, when sunlight warms up a comet, it makes its icy materials sublimate and emit metals such as iron and nickel in tandem, because both precipitate out in the same stellar environments. But not 3 Atlas. Webb observed nickel gas but no iron, a separation that was inexplicable. It was as if something was deliberately emitting one element while hiding the other. More bizarre, cyanide gas levels surged to astronomical heights, far beyond that which could be attributed to natural warming. This was not the gradual chemical reaction, this was a sudden, near-explosive release, more akin to manufactured materials subjected to heat stress than ice vaporizing in sunlight. A few astrophysicists, such as Harvard's Avi Loeb, began to wonder if 3 Atlas was not a natural object at all. What if it were not a comet, but machinery, an interstellar machine constructed by something or someone out of Earth? The thought would have been ruled out as fantasy had it not been for one frightening detail: its glow. Comets are bright because they reflect sunlight, and their brightness usually scales to their size. From the light emanating from it, 3 Atlas would have been larger than Manhattan Island. But it was revealed by measurements to be considerably smaller. The only explanation that would fit was that the object was producing its own light, a realization that obliterated current models of interstellar behavior. Artificial light in deep space is what we credit technology with: spacecraft, satellites, or reactors, not boulders. And then came another strangeness. As astronomers charted the object's heat pattern, they saw extreme asymmetry, one side radiating and absorbing more heat, and releasing gases erratically with natural rotation. It was almost as if the object possessed exhaust ports or chambers inside. What seemed to be a comet was acting like a probe, one to go not only to travel, but to masquerade. And this was not unprecedented. In 2017, an object called Oumuamua had stumped scientists with its unusual motion, speeding up in manners that no comet should. Everyone else wrote it off and forgot about it. This time, however, researchers were determined not to repeat the error. If 3 Atlas was indeed powered, if it was man-made, then the question wasn't what it was, but who sent it, and why now? And then they received the signal. Hidden deep within Webb's spectral information was a weak pulse that didn't correspond to any known cometary radiation, solar flare, or background source. At first, scientists wrote it off as noise. But the signal remained organized, rhythmic, and mathematically exact. It was not noise. It repeated at intervals too regular to be natural. Scientists cross-referenced it with past data, fast radio bursts, pulsar signals, even the initial wow signal. The similarity was astonishing. The pulse was in the same frequency range as the wow signal and came from the same area of Sagittarius. But this time, it wasn't a faint echo from light years away. It was moving with the object itself, as if 3 Atlas wasn't releasing light and gas, but sending messages. To grasp how fearful this finding was, we must go back to 2017, when Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object, passed by Earth. It was long and cigar-shaped, and sped up strangely without any apparent outgassing. No tail, no dust, no ice jets, only a gentle nudge, as if guided. Scientists worldwide couldn't figure it out, so they called it an anomaly and forgot about it. But Avi Loeb didn't. He insisted that perhaps we had dismissed the first sign of extraterrestrial engineering. Now, with 3 Atlas exhibiting even more bizarre behavior, that warning seems prescient. In contrast to Oumuamua, which sped away before we could respond, 3 Atlas remains in our midst, glowing, flashing, emitting unnatural gases, and charting a course that ominously mirrors the gravity assist maneuvers our own vehicles employ. If Oumuamua was the warning shot, 3 Atlas might be the encore, a second contact, an intentional message, or something much more disturbing. As the telescopes kept observing it, rumors went around in the science world. What if it wasn't artificial alone? What if it was conscious? Its motion was too calculated, its silence too intentional. All anomalies made sense when interpreted with a darker shade. The lost iron, the sudden spikes of cyanide, the abnormally bright radiance, all could be the marks of design, rather than deterioration. Its course enabled it to pass by the great planets and never be directly visible. It wasn't exploring, it was mapping. And now, many ask, what if it's examining us? Each signal, each emission might be data, recordings of our reaction, our interest, our terror. This is not the action of a rogue vagabond. This is purpose. Even the chemistry of the object is illogical. Webb's spectral measurements indicated strong concentrations of carbon dioxide, cyanide, and pure nickel vapor, incongruent mixtures that no natural phenomenon could generate all at once with such ferocity. Nickel never exists alone in space, it's found attached to iron. Cyanide doesn't build up this quickly except under extreme pressure or artificial creation. And carbon dioxide in such enormous amounts suggests not thawing ice, but burning, fuel combustion. Avi Loeb and others have pointed out that some high-performance propulsion systems and industrial alloys emit these same compounds when heated or stressed. Consider a probe nuclear-powered, constructed of exotic materials, designed to ride out the extremity of interstellar travel. As it approaches the sun, its surface heats, cracks, and vents byproducts, not geological, but of rotting technology. What we're witnessing might not be the breath of a comet, it might be the final leak of a dying machine. And behind it all lies a spooky notion, the dark forest hypothesis star. It's the idea that the universe could be full of advanced civilizations, but none of them ever speak. Because in a cosmic jungle, silence is survival. Perhaps 3 Atlas isn't here to speak. Perhaps it's here to listen. And perhaps we were never supposed to see it at all.